Hi, today I'm going to use a very different product. This is Quickscreen Triangle, and as you can see, it's a grid all marked out in 60-degree triangles. And I'm going to take this, cut it up, add some fabric, and come up with an amazing hexagonal design. So I've got a meter here of the Quickscreen Triangle, and I've just folded it in half. Opening it out, and you can see all the lines. You are going to cut a strip off going down the fabric. The width of this strip needs to be approximately 9 inches. Now, be aware, this grid is actually measured out in centimetres, but if you measure in from the selvage edge approximately 9 inches, it takes you to that line there. And you're going to cut your strip out along that line all the way down the metre of fabric. So be careful and just make sure you cut along the line. So come to the beginning again, measure my 9 inches, there it is, and this is the line. Whether you choose to use a rotary cutter or whether you choose to use a pair of scissors, it matters not. But try to aim and keep on the line all the way down the entire thing. When you've done that, we're going to cut out a 60-degree triangle. Right the way down to the end there. Super. Having got that, if you put the piece of fabric in front of you and find a line that goes right from one edge of the material to the top, that's the correct line, that is not. So I'm going to cut all the way up the edge of that line. Ruler on top, guard off my rotary cutter, and cut. Where the line touches the edge of the fabric, I'm going to come down that one, forming a perfect 60-degree triangle. So flip it round a bit and cut a 60-degree triangle. So you don't get confused, I suggest you cut off what really you could call the selvage. So just trim that off as well. And this is going to give you the template upon which you're going to work all the design to come up with a triangle that looks a little bit like the one I have in front of me. There. So that is the piece of work you're going to do. Having got that triangle, you need a centre triangle to go in the middle. And from the leftover piece of fabric you've got here, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. That is the size you're going to be cutting out, because that'll give the template for the centre of our triangle. That. Okay? So it's 1, 2, 3 to the 4. From that, cut yourself a piece of fabric exactly the same size. Pop the piece of fabric in the middle of the Quickscreen triangle, and it's going to go in the centre, just about there. And you can see you're right because you'll be able to count 1, 2, 3 lines, 1, 2, 3 lines all the way around it. In addition to that, we're going to need some strips of fabric. You're going to want a short length of, in my case, the yellow, around about 8 inches by 1.5 inches wide. Then you're going to need 2 longer lengths of the other colours, that's the turquoise and the yellow again, 1.25 inches. So these are 1.25 and that is 1.5. When you cut your strips, you can get down to do some sewing. I've pinned my triangle in the very centre, and the first colour I'm going to start off with is, in my case, the turquoise. Remember, these are 1.25 inches wide. Taking the 1.25 inch strip, and you can just use little short bits, or you can use an entire cut strip, it doesn't matter. You're going to lay it on right side down and align the raw edge of the strip with the edge of the Quickscreen grid. Now, for camera purposes, I'm using the grid this way up so you can see more clearly where the lines go. But if you're in the least bit concerned about it, then please have the grid that way up, then you won't get the shadowing of the lines showing through. But for camera purposes, I'm going to use it this way up, then you'll see how easy it is to work. Right, so first strip goes on, and it's going to go literally from one end of the triangle to the other, underneath the presser foot. Now you will have to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance. On this particular machine, I have the ability to move the needle, so I'm not going to use the 1/4 inch foot, I'm going to shift the needle. And you can shift the needle by moving the stitch width setting. And if I move it over to 5.2, and keep my stitch length at round about the regular stitch length, that will get my needle at the right distance from the edge of the presser foot and the stitch length the correct size. So edge of presser foot is on the edge of the line, start off your stitching, and you're going to sew all the way to the end of the triangle only. If there's a pin in the way, remove the pin because we don't sew over pins. When you get towards the bottom, it's a good idea to cut off the strip. Now just cut it off flush with the end of the triangle, all right? Don't go any further, because what's going to happen is when you get to the end, raise the presser foot, take the needle out, swing it to the side, open that strip out, and it should go exactly to a line on the Quickscreen Triangle. Put a pin in it to hold it down there. And then you're going to do the same thing on each of the 2 remaining sides. So I'm going to add a strip down here. So there we are. I can just use that little bit up there. And you only need to have the length of the strip goes from one end of the triangle to the other. No further, because you're purely wasting fabric and it's unnecessary. So underneath the presser foot, lower the presser foot down, drop your needle down, start stitch, and sew. Cut off any excess fabric at the end of the triangle. And you're going to repeat this until you've added 3 strips to each side of the triangle, and it's going to look something like the one you have in front of you. Having added my 3 strips to each of the sides of the triangle, I'm now going to use the 1.5 inch section of yellow, just that short little piece. Your problem is we've got to get, because patchwork people like perfect pieces, get our stitching going exactly through the point of the triangle. The easy way to do it is take a rotary ruler, place the 1/4 inch line so it goes exactly through the top of that triangle. Check that the lines on the ruler are also parallel to all the lines on the Quickscreen, and you are measuring exactly a 1/4 inch away from the top of that triangle, and draw a line. If you keep your pen at right angles to it, or rather 45 degrees to it, you'll get close to the line because you're drawing the butting line, not the stitching line. Be a little bit careful, of course, if you're using a light fabric, because A, the Quickscreen might be showing through, in which case remember it might have been beneficial to have used it the other way up. And I would draw these lines probably with a pencil if I were doing it for real. I know I'm doing it on the television, but you need to have it, you can need to see where I'm drawing the lines. So 1/4 inch is going through exactly the top of the triangle, through there, make sure it's all nice and parallel, draw your line. And you are drawing the butting line, not the stitching line. If it was a stitching line, you wouldn't be able to see it. When you've done that, back to the machine again, and we're going to use that 1.5 inch wide strip of yellow. Taking my 1.5 inch wide strip in yellow, I'm going to lay the strip so it's exactly along that line. And again, just as before, you need only go from the fabric underneath to the edge of the fabric underneath. To the machine, press the foot down, cut off, flush with the fabric underneath here. Don't go any further, and you're going to stitch all the way along there, keeping the edge of the fabric aligned with that line. When you get to the end, raise the presser foot from the needle, pull it out. Now, before you flop that back, it will pay you to cut off the excess fabrics. Otherwise, you're going to get shadowing through, and that's a real nuisance at the end. So cut your threads and get rid of all those little tiny weeny bits. Notice when you fold the yellow strip back, it conveniently goes to a line on the template. Right, move your pin, pop your pin in there, and you're going to turn it round, and we're going to do exactly the same thing on this line and the next line. So just work in sequence, round there, press the foot down, trim off exactly flush with the end of the fabric underneath. There we are. Proceed to sew, make sure you don't sew any pins. When you get to the end, raise the press foot, lift the needle up. You'll be able to say this yourselves in a minute. Cut off the excess fabric, trim it off. There we are. Getting these threads out of the way. I would expect you to use thread that match your fabric, not black. Fold it back. And you're going to repeat on this line here. So the edge of the fabric to the edge there. Take the pin out that's underneath. And sew it along and fold it back. Don't forget to trim off before you get to the end. Just try not to cut through the one underneath. It's ever so easy to do. And raise the presser foot, trim the excess off and fold it back. Sit there. Fold it back. Note that it will touch the line over there. So I've now added my 3 yellow sections, which remember were 1.5 inches wide. Now we're back to the turquoise, and it's exactly the same technique. The fabric goes from one end of the material that you can see underneath, and the edge of the fabric lines up with the lines on the quick screen. So 2 there, drop your needle down, proceed, make sure you remove any pins as you sew past, cut off before you get there, makes life so much easier. That pin out. When you get to the bottom, raise press foot, turn it round, cut off the excess fabrics, because if not they'll shadow through and they'll add bulk. Fold that strip completely back, and you'll notice it hits the line. Now if for some reason it's not hitting the line, I suspect it's because your seam allowance is maybe not quite correct, or possibly the strips are not 1.25 inches wide. You're going to work in the same way round the triangle. So the next strip I add will be a turquoise one down here, and then a turquoise one down there. So just let me add one more, make sure you've got the hang of it. There we are. So it goes right from the end of the yellow, or the top of the yellow, to the bottom of the yellow, no further. If you're somebody who likes to think that if I go a little bit more it's a complete waste of time, so don't. Sew down part of the way, cut off, flush at the bottom there, make sure there's no pin in the way, and keep on going to the bottom, press the foot, etc. Cut off the excess, fold it back. And you're going to keep on going and keep on going until you have covered the whole of the quick screen. Or as you can see over here, I've added some more turquoise, and I'm beginning to add the yellow to the remaining corners here. So I'm going to add a piece of yellow to here, a piece of yellow to there, and a piece of yellow to there, all 1.25 inches wide. So just let me take that to one side. So here we have it nearly completed. So a piece of yellow being added on there. Pop it back, stick a pin in it. And I'm just going to add yellow to there and to there. So once again, exactly the same technique. The 1.25 inch strip of fabric goes along. Now, you can't always see the lines, but if you just lift that up, or if you trim it off first, you'll be able to see the line underneath. Trim there and trim that little bitty, flip it out of the way. It's a wonderful mess. That's it. And then the yellow strip goes on. And we've nearly finished off our triangle. So under there. And just cut off exactly flush with the edge of the quick screen now. And indeed the fabric that's underneath. There we go. And you're going to do the same thing on the last corner over here. So cut your threads. Do leave a long enough thread or else it comes out the needle, you've got to rethread it again. Although I have to confess, this particular machine is wonderful because the needle threader works whatever position the needle is in. It's an amazing benefit. Just check it's lined up with that. And then we're ready for the last final bit. So having added my 3 yellow pieces, all you want now is triangles to go on the corners. So back to that original template. Remember, we used it for the center. If you're going to make the design that I have here, which has white in the middle and white in the very center there, you're going to need 1 in the cream or the white and 2 triangles in yellow. And all that's going to happen is you're going to take the triangle, right sides together, stitch 1 on the top there, open it out, and you'll put a yellow one in either corner. So right sides together. Now, reasonable top tip, it's not a bad idea. Can you see the straight grain there? You can tell it's a straight grain because it frays. I would tend to have the straight grain side to the edge there because you've got straight grain there, straight grain there. Stitch it on, open it out. When you've done that on all 3 corners, it's going to resemble this effect. Now, if you like the design I showed you in the beginning, you will have to repeat this 6 times. So there we have 6 of them, all identical. The top tip I would suggest you do is, once you've added the triangles, is sew right the way around the edge with the longest stitch length on the machine, simply to hold all the folds in place. When you've made 6 of them, they can be put together to make the hexagonal design. So lay them out. There we are with the white pieces in the middle, if that's what you so desire. And look what happens. Look at the pattern you get in the very center. Now, when it comes to stitching it together, technically you've got what's known as a Y seam there. There is the Y. But to be quite honest, providing you press the seams open and flat, you can sew 3 sections together and 3 sections together and then straight across the middle. But you must press the seam open and flat. Now, because we've worked on the Quickscreen Triangle, it's accurate. So you simply put right sides together, stitch all the way down there, open the seam, add the next one on. So 3 together, and then join the 2 halves right across the center. But if you didn't want to do that, hey, you could play. You could always turn these round one and have the white pieces on the outside edge and have yellow in the center. This is the great thing about patchwork and quilting, is you can play. Then suddenly I've got a subtly different design. Why don't you play on and see what you can come up with? So once you've sewn your 6 sections together, you could add a border, pop it on some backing with some wadding in between. Now, wadding. Have you considered using the bamboo mix? Excellent wadding. You can buy it as a crib size, or you can buy it by the metre, or as a larger size. In addition to that, if you wanted something that was perhaps heat resistant, how about thermolan? Now, it is recommended you use 2 layers of thermolan simply to just give that little bit of extra protection on heat. So add your wadding, be it thermolan, be it bamboo, or any other wadding you choose. When it comes to quilting, I suggest you do nothing more complex than outline round the centre here, which I did by sewing 1/4 inch away from the edge of the seams. I don't do stitch in the ditch because if you wobble, it will show. And I outlined inside the white bits here, and then simply did 2 lines of stitching round the edge before binding it. So have a play, see what you can do, and you might end up with a very nice hexagonal mat.